Hi, all. Uh, this is Daniel Cheng, and here's a demo for GAD101. First week's assignment, reskinning a hero character from Wrath of Ashur. Ash, Ashtalon? I think that's how I pronounce it. Any case, I've downloaded like a little template off of the net and made this thing into 300 DPI. And so that adds up to 2083 pixels by 2083. It's perfect square. And and so now I'm just gonna create an original character based on this dwarf fighter that I chose. From what I can ascertain on here, the speed on this dwarf fighter fairly slow, right? But let's see, slow speed, but high armor class and high on HP. I assume also that she'll deliver hard hits as well. And so I just need to come up with a character that is relatively slow, but a tank, right? And over here, I realized that darn it, I didn't scan in or take photos of the utility powers, the at will powers, or the daily powers. That probably would have been helpful in that that those attacks, kind of show the character's personality. Like, can she throw an axe, or what kind of weapon is it? So I'm just gonna have to on the fly here just make something up, and then we'll see if it sticks when we get back to class. Yeah, my copy of the game is actually at the school. So. But in any case, right now I'm just gonna just start sketching, coming up with ideas. You know, this right here on the right hand side is the template. So the way I usually approach this is in Photoshop you can actually simulate sort of a tracing paper effect by creating a brand new layer on over to the top of this. The To create a new layer, you click on this button right here. That's like a square with a little plus mark in it. And so over here, I'm just going to fill that in with white, which hit Control Backspace here because white is on my background color. And then I'll just lower the opacity on that layer. So it just kind of knocks everything back so that when I go to sketch on a brand new layer, um, it'll be it'll be a lot you know a lot more prominent. So I'm just gonna draw something here. I don't know. I could I could do some research. So that is one thing I got to bring up is I usually use a program called PureRef. PureRef has it's a free piece of software. If you haven't used it before, it's pretty fun to use. Like for example, it's got an infinite canvas, so as you put more work in there, the canvas grows. And it's also you can save it out as a file and then share it as well if you need to. And I don't know, you just drag and drop. It's very simple, right? By the way, this is just reference of like food characters. This is from the assignment of the other class. That's why there's food characters. Yeah, you could see them. Let's see. Yeah, yeah, you could see the food characters right here. Did did this as a demo. That's kind of fun, right? Yeah, there's my dastardly criminal food characters. By the way, the sandwich did it. Um, All right. Um, so PureRef is something I would highly recommend, but if you're going to use like a piece of software to just kind of save out, um, I'm just going to look up maybe like robot designs, maybe. Robot designs. See if I can get any inspiration here. I mean, this is all shoot. Dang you. AI's really ruined the Google search because I could tell right away most of these pieces are just done by AI right now. Ugh. Yeah. There's something off-putting about it. I don't know what it is. There just is. Well, I'm just gonna sketch. So, by the way, if you're curious on upping your drawing skills, I can definitely help out with that. Um, so usually when I draw a head, I start off with the circle, draw it down. So this would be kind of where the eye is. This would be, you know, kind of where the nose, and then the bottom of the head right there. And this would be like kind of a lay-in, right? And and then I can put an egg shape in for the torso, or the rib cage, I mean. Over here would be the collarbone, which goes over to the shoulder, right? And let's say he's like a boxer robot, kind of like maybe like that movie Real Steel or Rock'em Sock'em Robots, maybe like that. Okay, and then we can stretch and really warp things if we want to. By the way, there's this cool tool here called the warp tool. And with the warp tool, you can literally kind of warp through it. Okay. So I'm just widening him, just because I'm remembering, it's a stout character, so possibly like a larger jaw, maybe. Yeah, like a larger jaw. I'm just sketching. Nothing really committed yet. Right. Uh, I kind of want a nice silhouette read, so maybe over here. Again, you also got to keep in mind to kind of stay within the parameters of these cards, right? You don't want to like suddenly, you kind of use this format as a template, is what I'm saying. Um, so I usually when I draw, I try to draw. I you know I draw outside the border because it's better just to crop it rather than to kind of shrink the arm as it gets closer to the border. That's a common problem with beginner art. Is the legs will start getting shorter as it gets towards the edge of the page, for example. Stuff like that. Those are common tells that an artist is not comfortable. So here, you can always shrink it down as we go, and then I'm just drawing shapes at first, kind of scribbly, you know, not really. I don't like it being so leggy, so much leg happening here that I don't know. That's the robot's best attributes are not his his long legs, right? robot's best attributes would be, the upper body, let's say. I'm going to redraw that head position to make it a better pose. Thinking like a lot of times boxers, when they pose for their posters, they kind of like to face the camera, you know, be a lot more confrontational. So maybe something like this would be better. I guess he's basically the Thing as a robot, isn't he? Yeah, you can't be 100% original, man. It's just right. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna be original. Yeah, good luck. And because he's a robot, he's gonna have like little doodads off of his side of his head, and I don't know, maybe a mohawk made of, you know, here, make him less like the Thing, right? But I like the Thing's proportions, so. And let me get rid of these legs, the spindly legs. Come on. Alright, something like that as my initial sketch. And then I got to come up with like, well, what does he look like once upgraded, right? That's the other part of this challenge, which would be, I don't know, like maybe let's see, go lower the opacity here, and I'm gonna make another layer and see if I can create like an upgraded version of what I just drew, right? So, obviously it's the fists. So perhaps they get a bit of a enhancement here. And now they got, I don't know, spikes on them or have fun with this. It's I think that's the important part here. What's cool is because he's a robot, you could maybe get a little bit more whack with the, like maybe he's like a gorilla looking character at this point, right? Like to the point where the head even looks like it, like there's a lack of a neck now. And now he looks hopefully more like a Roman. Hope it. Yeah, his face changes slightly, maybe. Something like that. But the neck is. He's more hunched now. He's even bigger looking ogre than he was. And hopefully everything fits. I'm not sure if it will, but it's like maybe it's asymmetrical. Who knows? But at the very least, like I want, you know, want it to look like he's, you know, and now he's got what? He's got spikes all over him. Something like that. Is he even a good guy? I don't know. And then, you know, there's like probably like plate armor here. Could put like little rivets on his plate armor. Still want kind of a V shape to him overall though, but a loincloth of some sort. I think it's important for us to think about a character's progression when we design a character. Um, you know, not just, you know, here's a character and this is what they'll look like forever. No, it's there's always going to be like, you know, well, what does this character look like at the end of the game? Or what does this character look like once we provide DLC or skins for this monstrosity, right? I'm just gonna have like little cables and rivets and such. Just wanted to jot down an idea. I'm not quite polishing anything, at least not for this assignment, right? This assignment is more about it's more about getting the idea getting the idea down, right? Um, and maybe there's a symbol that's got some meaning for this character. I'm not entirely sure what that would be. I like the way the helmet fits on him here. It does feel like he got stronger, so that's cool. Alright. Feel like I almost need to start him off a little bit thinner or something, but you know, like maybe this part is a bit more, you know, pistons and such. See, after knowing where it's going, I'm like, well, maybe I need to actually pull back on the look, kind of save it for later, right? Skinny him up a little bit at this stage so that later on when he gets big and strong, he's looks that much bigger and that much stronger. There's a shoulder though. And clean them up with just a slight amount. I like the big eyes on that other one, so maybe that's how we differentiate it from the thing. It's nice big insect eyes, you know. Have fun drawing. Um, it's we all doodle when we're young. Don't know why we stop. I didn't stop, but here we go. There's my Here's my general big guy. You know, he's got like little vents here. Lets off a little steam. It's like every time. But it's alright. No belt. Hasn't won the title yet. And so, and then to differentiate, let's say, for the sake of this, we got level 1, level 2. So it's like maybe this guy has the 0, 1 written on him. Oh, 1. It's like 1.0, 2.0. So he's got 01. And then on this guy, we can figure out, you know, oh, yeah. Oh. O2. Almost looks like a Z. Oh well. O2. Maybe another one up here. O. O2. It's like oxygen. It's O2. Cool. So my 2 sketches. So to really like solidify this kind of stuff, a lot of times what I'll do is put a layer behind them and just kind of fill it in with sort of a gray color. And why is that? Well, it's because we as humans don't really see line work in a drawing is actually an abstraction. uh, you know, it's like if you look at something that's just line work, it'll take you a little while to figure out what exactly it is you're looking at. But in terms of shapes, shapes tend to read right away. And so filling this in and understanding like no see between this section the pistons, right? That's those are just gaps, right? And so you're seeing through his body, like in that kind of interpretation. I'm going to select around him and through these pistons, and then hit Control Shift I. That inverse selects, and now I can fill this in a lot easier, like that right there. Control D, and oh, I don't know. I can paint in the 0, 1, the important bits, right? the eyes, you know, that kind of stuff. Okay, good enough. So I'm gonna grab these two layers, the line work and this gray, and I'm gonna group it and I'm gonna call it level 1. Hide them, go to level 2, and then make a new layer underneath. Shoot, what was the value of this? Okay, gonna pick this gray color down here. I'm gonna do the same thing over again, which is the way I kind of handled this is I draw in this outline first. This way I'm not scribbling the whole time. I just need to get the outline. It'll fill in what's in there for me. And then I'm more worried. I'm more like concerned about getting clarity, more than like, you know, like, are you a, you know, how good of an artist somebody is. At, you know, at this point we got people from all walks of life taking this class, so I'm not expecting, you know, the next brilliant artist. Just something that reads, that that's kind of, you know, it's like, oh, I get it. Yeah, cool. Okay, so I'm gonna select these two layers, hit Control G, that groups it, and call it level 2, right? And then we're going to take care of this text. I'm going to, you know, make it more polygonal, I guess. What does that mean? More sci-fi. Diagonals are sci-fi. Right. So that's one border. Control Shift I. Let's fit that. And then let's do it again. I can hand you my template, like my PSD file later if you want as well. Control Shift I, and this one's gonna have a darker. Never use pure black. This. I don't know if you've ever heard a professor say that, but yeah, don't use pure black. It tends to kind of sap life away from your art. Let's see here. Okay. Is there a way to do this? Alright, so I've got kind of a gray. I'm just gonna cover up this section right here. I'm just breaking down each little element into its own layer. I'm going to make another layer beneath it. This will be a lighter value. Maybe like that. Fill that in. Now it looks like they go even lighter. To a softer brush, maybe. Soft round. Go even lighter. Okay. And then here I'll select that and then delete that piece. So it's all separate. Alright. So now I have those two layers. What's written is going to happen on top of that. So let's go. What is the name of my robot boy? Robot dude. I don't know. I feel like I should give the character a Roman name. Tiberius. And my font should not be handwritten looking. When all else fails, go with like Arial or something along those lines. Alright, Tiberius. Oh, it looks like they use all caps, so let's use all caps here. And instead of narrow, let's go with kind of a bold. I'm gonna stretch it a little bit. Cool. Tiberius. Race and class. Call Android fighter, I guess. Not that he fights android. Well, maybe he does fight androids. Android boxer. How about that? Just gonna type it in. Android boxer. I could call it fighter. Because I believe fighter might be a term within the D&D game rules. Okay, so you have come to Firestorm Peak to destroy Asherlon and restore your ancestral home. Alright, so why am I here, I guess, huh? I don't know. You have to this new land to prove you are the best boxer in the universe. I don't know. I'm just making crap up. But whatever works. I'm gonna shrink that down. Oh shoot. Taxes. Alright. We can actually change. This is like hey, this is like a graphic design class all of a sudden, isn't it? Okay. There we go. Perfect. And then I'll make a line, a white line right here. Come on. Yes. And then we might as well draw the little boxes here. So I do want to keep my stats and what it's called, right? AC and all that kind of stuff. So I do want to keep that as is. I'm gonna make this light. So it looks something like that. Let's see. Shift I. Just trying my best on formatting and stuff. What'll be cool is I'm doing a lot of this for the class as well. You can just follow my template when you get around to it. So let's see, AC. Let's see. Might have to get shrunken down a slight. AC. Put that there. HP. Speed. I'm just guessing. Misspelled. Surge. So what is that surge thing? Surge value? Surge value is when you use a healing surge. How much you don't get your full health back. How much health you actually, get back. So some people have high surge value and other people have lower surge value. Again, they've gone through vigorous testing on games like this until they got something relatively balanced. Cool. There you go. And then I'll do the same now for these numbers. 17. Oh. Why is it? Oh, because it was below the thingy. Huh. It needs to be above the thing. 17. Here, I'll just so this should be 8. Come on. 5. Oh, did we lower the opacity? Dang it. Alright. Come on, man. Up the opacity. Cool. And then last, 4 HP. There we go. Okay. Cast Iron Stomach, you get a +5 bonus to rolls to end the poison condition. Okay, so that's like an innate ability that your character has. And so we can write that down. Which actually is, you know, logical for a robot. Should call it like cast iron, I don't know, mainframe, I don't know, internal mechanisms. Let's start it down here. You get +5 bone to end poisoned condition. You know, it just occurred to me that I could have used that. I should have used that during class. Dang it. Because I was poisoned at one point, and I think the +5 bonus could have actually saved me from. Should have read. Silly. Alright, well. Down here. Or here. Powers. Powers. And then on this one, we can delete. I'm gonna start it here. You can use the following power cards. Okay. Dwarven resilience. What is Dwarven resilience? I missed that. Dang it. Select one fighter utility power. Select 2 fighter at will powers, and select 1 fighter daily power. And forgot to hit tabs on these. 2 tabs. There we go. Cool. And then we've got first level written down here. Oh, must be here. First level. And then we enlarge that text. Something like that. And so I think everything should be in place now. There we go. And then I guess we need like a final background section to this thing. Okay. Something like that. Cool. Tiberius, Android Fighter, blah, 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 blah. So feel free to use this template if you'd like. I realize that I think I'm going to have to duplicate stuff for this other thing. So, okay. So all this stuff. So I'm going to call this level 1. And then this one, level 1 robot drawing. Okay. And then this other one, this level 2, is going to be called level 2 robot drawing. And then I'm going to duplicate level 1, call it level 2, and then use that to rewrite everything. Okay, and then delete that one. Right. So now I need to find this one. So this is the level 2 stats. Okay. Yeah, feel free to use my template and then just come in and, you know, rewrite the text and such. Just second level, right? Second level. And then let's see here. Okay, so this is now turned into critical hit, which wasn't there before. Wait. Let's do this again. Powers turns into critical hit colon, right? And then this part gets rewritten. When you, here we go. When you attack and roll a natural 20, +1. Nice. Damage. There we go. I noticed with all my undos I messed this up. Second level. Tiberius is still the same. Let's see, when you level up, that's the part that's changed. You level up. Increase your hit points by 2, your AC by 1. I mean, we see it right there. Okay. Your surge value by 1 and choose an additional fighter. Oh, you get an additional fighter daily power. Okay. And then over here, change that to an 8. Change that to a 10. 5 stays. And then this turns into a 5. Boom, boom, boom. Here we go. So, there. It's all been upgraded. Yay. I didn't give it a color or anything. I just kind of, you know. But, there we go. So, this is what I sketched. Control A, Control Shift C. That Control A selects all. Control Shift C copies everything that's visible. Control N creates a new file. Control V pastes all that stuff onto one layer, and that way I can merge this down by hitting Control E and then save it on my computer and go Reskin Hero L1 and save that as a JPEG. And then let's do the same here. Control A is already selected. Control Shift C, and then Control N, Control V, merge, save, and then call that level 2. Got it. So there you go. That's our first assignment there. Okay, just simple sketch. Next week I'll teach us to maybe clean it up a little bit, make it a little nicer, but overall, yeah, pretty neat little assignment. You know, should we one day choose to go and get this all printed out and stuff, what you can do is get like a nice hard piece of cardboard. Sometimes what people do is they'll take for prototyping, they'll take cereal boxes, right? And they'll, like, with an X-Acto blade, kind of cut out these dimensions on the cereal box, and then you know, depending on how thick you want the card, you know, maybe it's like 3 layers thick, cut out the same dimensions, 3 layers thick, and then you just glue those, you know, pieces of cardboard together, glue your final printout together to the top of it, and then there you go. You've got your nice, you know, prototyped character stat card. Okay. All right. Thanks, everyone.